are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. I almost forgot which, if it was the other show we do. Kurt Valenti, Jennifer Valenti, how are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, but why are you in your Becton colors?
I had to put on long sleeves since it's freezing up here, so it was just a matter of long sleeves. But I'm proudly representing Becton.
There he is, co-host of the K&K Sports Show and our great friend and guest and part of our pick panel, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Have a great show, all in family. Hope everyone is doing well and ready for their summer vacation. Absolutely. Well, you want to give some news about tonight's show, being the last show of the season.
Oh, right. So this will be, we will go on a brief summer hiatus with the, high school sports winding down. And we will return like mid-August for, mid to late August with our fall sports preview starting then.
Yes.
So, so again.
And a lot of good things in the works.
Yep,
but we won't say them. Because I know why you don't like saying them.
Yeah, well, we just want to,
keep it on the DL.
Well, we just want to make sure we do it too. So
absolutely.
So hopefully working on some new things. Exactly.
So
which we would love to get some high school, college kids who are interested in sports who want to do, work with
little
us.
interns.
Yep,
absolutely.
Which we have great interns now. Congratulations to our intern Olivia. I know we were fortunate enough to visit her at her school. She worked every Wednesday for us. Her work behind the scenes was invaluable for us, and it's funny, she worked off-site, like at home, remotely, so it was our first time meeting her at her end-of-year, recognition there, so we got to meet her, tour her school, and she did excellent work for us, so a thank you to her.
Yeah, and hey, a big shout-out. Had a great season this year with Bergen Tech softball. Huge sports fan, and I gotta tell you, I had fun there. Obviously, we were with Olivia, but we met some great people there.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, we got a couple people who they might. I gotta talk to Kenny. They're gonna segue maybe right to K&K. Met another Bronco fan there. Gave him a fist pound there. I was pumped up, but no, great people there. Olivia, Rachel, everybody, Daniel, and of course now
yes.
Ryan.
Yeah.
There's Dr. John. Lots of good things. Window 95 shirts on the way. Mama Hoops becomes a co-host.
Oh, my Dr. John, as funny as that is, that would just be a disaster.
You know what? I got it. I got it. We're going to do a segment. This is just for Dr. John. I will do a segment. It's going to be me. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But Dr. John has to promise to watch live. It's going to be me and Mama Hoops.
Oh, jeez.
And I am going to explain to her how to run buck sweep in the wing take. Well, I'm going to draw it up, and I'm going to teach her a little of the Windows 95 offense.
That could be, that could be like that could be a little all-in short that you could do.
Yeah, and all
Annie,
in. But how great would that be? Like a live. She asked me questions there, so I'm going to say to her, who's the guard when the guard pulls? Who they looking for? And she's gonna
Oh my God!
That would be such a skit.
Just to put it in perspective, I'm gonna put this in my Mama Hoops is gonna be extremely embarrassed that I'm sharing this story. But back when my parents first started dating, a running joke in our family is they went to a Jets game, and my mother innocently asks my father, "Why does Joe Namath only play when the Jets have the ball?" Yeah, so that's where you're going.
That's
with
okay.
Your sports knowledge.
That's okay. Listen, we will teach Mama Hoops Windows 95.
All right.
And then maybe she could practice with all her friends at the community.
I think that's
what do you think? Everybody line up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They could do it at their
wing over right. Weak.
You know where they could do
How
it
great
safely?
would that be?
During their water aerobics class.
Water aerobics, yeah. All right, you come up. You're going to show stunt. Oh, that would be perfect. All right, so tonight we're going to do this, Dr. John. Why stop at buck sweep? Rear principles, read option 46. Listen, we'll do it all, Dr. John. Let's just get her buck sweep. Let's just get her.
Ease her in.
Buck sweep, because that's the staple. That's the staple.
Before we get into tonight's kind of
so real quick
agenda,
about something, but again, let's get it out there about the interns. If anybody, I'm saying if anyone's interested, we're gonna put it on social media. But if anybody knows, let us know.
We'll post it officially. But anybody watching or who may know someone, again, high school students, college students, who are interested in kind of doing some it could be like journalism, technology, social media. There's so many avenues that they could explore and help us with. We'd love to have you be part of our all-in team.
Why can't it be parents? If a parent wants to, they may not intern, but if they want to get, hey,
Right, well,
we can all be part.
Sure. Before we move on, I did want to say that I don't know if you realize that today is actually our 2-year anniversary. We
Really?
went live with our first All In on High School Sports.
Ryan
2
Zimmerman?
Years, yep, 2
Wow.
years ago today. So for those of you who have watched or are watching for the first time, it all began with highlighting a standout wrestler
Long
from
Branch.
Long Branch.
Yep, Ryan Zimmerman.
Who is currently wrestling at, is it American
I
University?
believe it's American
in Washington,
University, yep.
D.C. We devoted an entire hour special. He was phenomenal. He was our first guest. And you know what? We wanted to do something for high school athletes. And we've just kind of gone from there. So, but that's today, 2 years
Wow.
ago today. Yep. So
That's awesome.
we wanted to share that as well. All right. Did you want to get into our updates?
Yeah, let's start with updates. We're going to do a little updates, a little quick hitters, and we're going to discuss some topics tonight.
So, this is the final year of the Tournament of Champions for softball, girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, and baseball. Are they doing one, or are they stopping at? Because I know they're still in progress. We're going to talk about
No,
those
this is it. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if there is a TOC, but I mean, I know there's nothing after this year.
So right, but I didn't know if baseball was going to move on to the TOC. Maybe Dr. John can weigh in on that because they are still playing for their. We're going to make our group predictions tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So just an update with some of our Tournament of Champions winners in softball. Haddon Heights was the overall winner in the TOC with a 2-0 win over Watchung Hills. In girls lacrosse, Summit beat Oak Knoll for the crown by a score of 10-4, and boys lacrosse, Mountain Lakes romped on Rumson Fairhaven by a score of 21-5, being reigning supreme in boys lacrosse. So those are our current Tournament of Champion winners, and we are going to make some predictions in our remaining baseball group finals.
Okay.
Want me to run down the line here?
Sure.
All right. We're going to go New Providence, Group 1, New Providence versus Woodstown.
I'm going to go New Providence.
I'm going to go New Providence as well. I have to be honest, a lot of my picks this evening have to do with just the area. All right, Group 2, Ramsey versus Haddon Heights.
Okay. Here's how I'm going to answer this. This is tough because Haddon Heights is like my new.
I know.
It's my new bandwagon. But I will say this: since Sophia Bordy is not going to be pitching, I am going to take Coach Bear. And Coach Bear, I hope if you are listening, or if you're going to go watch the replay, we will be speaking about you guys in a little bit. But I'm going to take Coach Bear's the Ramsey. I'm going to go Ramsey.
I'm picking Ramsey as well. We have Group 3, Cranford versus Middletown North.
Listen, I saw Cranford. Oh, before we get to this, Ramapo.
Oh, right.
You did it again, baby. You did it again. Just so everybody knows, last week in the state semifinal, it was Montville against Ramapo.
So my former coaching alma mater versus Kurt's former coaching alma mater.
So we on the line was Mr. Virilli, Mr. Breslin, Coach Breslin jumped on board. They jumped on, quote unquote, the right side. They went Poe. I mean, Coach Breslin couldn't lose anyway. But I think, Virilli was with us. And the loser of that game has to buy dinner at our new favorite place, Tommy's Tavern in Clifton. And listen, just don't go against Ramapo in a big game. And Ramapo came through again. And there's on you, my friend.
I will be buying dinner, absolutely. I'm a woman of my word, so absolutely.
Table for 4, please. So congratulations, Ramapo. But getting back to that, Cranford Middletown North. Listen, Cranford won, I believe, 12-1 over Ramapo. That's all I need to know. Cranford.
I'm picking Cranford as well. Group 4, Hunterdon Central versus Howell.
Again, I'm going to be honest. This is like, I'm just guessing here. I'm going to take Howell.
I'm going to go Hunterdon Central. Non-public A, Bosco versus St. Augustine.
Again, I'm sorry. I am not going against Don Bosco. Those kids, go there for a reason, and I will take Don Bosco.
And non-public B, Immaculata versus, I believe this is pronounced Rani. I'm not sure if it's Rani or Rainey.
I'm going to go Immaculata.
I am as well. Again, I have to be honest. It's hard for me to pick
Yeah,
against the
me
northern
too.
teams. We're not as familiar with the southern one, so I'm just a little partial. But all of my picks were for those northern teams. Maybe it's just a rooting interest, but that's kind of where my picks.
Our good
fell.
friend Mark Calderio. Good evening, everyone. How are things? Things are good. Hope everything's good with you and the family, Mark.
Yes, agreed. Hi, Mark. Thanks for watching. Hope you are well. All right, you want to roll into our
Yeah,
our
let's
quick
do. We're gonna do
hitters?
some quick
Okay.
hitters. You want me to You want me to start them?
Yeah,
Or-
go
okay.
ahead. You go ahead.
All right. So number one, most impressive spring run. Like I mean, I was gonna go playoffs, but you want to go through the whole season. So what was most impressive for you? What little run?
I have to be honest. I was impressed with Morristown girls lacrosse. I know I picked them to kind of upset all the teams that had beaten them earlier in the season once the Tournament of Champions got underway. But being a girls lacrosse former coach, and especially from the northern area where I'm familiar with a lot of these teams, it was a big step to get to compete with these upper echelon teams for Morristown. Morristown has always been a strong program, but to get to that next level, their head coach is Ali Ferrara, who's a former player for them, played collegiately as well. I was really impressed with them this season, so that's who I'm going to give that's why, they won their group. They beat a very good Ridgewood team by 1 in the Group 4 finals. So yes, they did have a playoff run, but I wanted to encapsulate their entire season because I just feel like they took a huge step. And I want to double check they did lose in the finals of the Morris County tournament, but again, very impressive season for them.
Mine's easy, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know what made me just start. I think honestly, I was kind of following the Weehawken softball team and wanted to watch them and in their sectional final. And no, I'm sorry, it was that in the state semifinal.
I believe it was the state semifinal, yeah, because I believe Weehawken did win their section.
Or was that for the state final? That might have been the state final.
Oh, perhaps.
Well,
Perhaps.
anyway.
Oh, yes, because Haddon Heights is a southern team. So
Right.
yes.
So in the state final, and I just thought I watched the end of the game, last maybe 2-3 innings, and I'm like, what is this Haddon Heights team? So I'm watching it and I hear them, boom, 19 strikeouts, Sophia Bordy. So I was like, wow. In a state final, she has 19 out of 21 strikeouts. And like I said last week, where is she going to school? Oh, freshman sensation. Freshman. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to start watching. There he is. Nico Duarte, our good friend from
Nico.
St. Peter's. Hey, guys, hope all is well. When will you be doing a football season preview? August.
In August.
That'll be August.
late
We'll keep you posted.
Absolutely, Nico. Thank you for asking, and thanks for tuning in.
We'll definitely
make sure we get that information out as that draws closer. But thank you for asking.
Big preview. We're going to do some nice previews. But getting back to it, so now, as a freshman, all right, she goes into this TOC. There's, I believe, is it six teams?
Mm-hmm.
6 teams. So I forgot who she played. I want to say they were the 5. So first round, 4 or 5's playing. She has something like 16 more strikeouts. Now she's playing Donovan Catholic, who won 40 in a row. Okay, 40 in a row. What does Sophia Bordy do? I think
against top tier competition.
Oh, right,
not just
right,
40
right.
in a row. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're number 1 team probably in the state.
Right.
I think she only struck out 12 or 13 that game. So now I'm like, this is insane. Now they're in the state. Now they're in the TOC final against Watchung Hills, who was something like 28-1. So now it's like, again, we're sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna watch an inning. I'm gonna watch it again. It's so fast because also it's just bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
She strikes, So I think she had another 14 there. She finished with over 300. I want to say it was 306 strikeouts. And over 150 or 130
In playoffs.
in postseason.
Yeah.
So how impressive is that? She's a freshman.
Yeah. Very impressive.
So
And-
what are people going to do for the next 3 years?
I know. Was impressive to watch on streaming live, but we also watched the clip where she threw out the first pitch at the Haddon Heights boys baseball
Oh my God!
game. That, I'm not gonna lie, that was scary. That was scary. I can't imagine being a batter. That was, yeah.
That's
it was,
just that's insane.
That I don't know if it was the angle or how close, but it was Yeah, she's fierce. She's fierce. All right, next topic.
Real quick, Dr. John ran into Smitty, the AD at Morristown last week. Everyone loves Smitty. Not going to lie, everyone at our AD's meetings was happy for Morristown because we love Smitty. Really has been behind the push to improve the girls lacrosse program there.
Awesome.
Kenny, Jen, and Kurt, when you come back for fall season, maybe I can get a guest co-host spot one night. My guest would be the school you love, Kurt, the Yuma, Arizona Criminals. Second one.
Set it up.
Second one. Something you're going to look forward to something you're going to look forward to in fall sports this year.
All right, you go first on this one.
You know what? And I'm going to be a little homer on this one. But again, rest in peace, Coach Gibbs. Tragic situation, and I'll say it for the 100th time. The best football coach in New Jersey. Okay? What I'm looking for is Coach Gibbs' son now going to St. Joe's of Montvale to be the offensive coordinator. Nikki Gutz, former offensive line coach, taking Coach Breslin, going to Demorest. So I'm looking to see, big Ramapo influences at two other schools. Mm-hmm. How that works. Do they keep a lot of the Ramapo schemes and stuff in the new places?
I'm interested to see Pompton Lakes field hockey this year. I'm a little biased on this one as well. One of my assistant coaches, but more importantly, one of my good friends, Rebecca Lilienthal's daughter, was a freshman phenom at Pompton, and I've just watched her grow as a youth player into a finally varsity season. I've watched this kid work so hard in the off season. When you talk about how one player can kind of change, not taking anything away from the rest of the players in that program, but when you talk about how, because you know what, she, I think, has a positive impact on the rest of those players as well to want to be the best players that they can be when you have a player like that in your program. So they were 19-2. They're defending county champs. I think they lost in whether it was the sectional final, I can't remember, by 1 goal. I'm very interested to see them on their 19-2 season next year, and then just continue in that upward swing.
You made me just think of something.
Eileen Allen, she's been a guest on our program. Phenomenal coach for many years there. So when you have a phenomenal coach and then you have the talent as well, I just can't wait to see good things for them again.
You made me just think of something because you just said how one player, right, can do something to a program. You just talked about Pompton Lakes field hockey. Mm-hmm. We just talked about Sophia Bordy in softball. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. Agree or disagree with me on this? I think you could be more dominant. Like when I mean a one player, like you're saying, listen, they're two freshmen phenoms, right?
Right.
But I think you see that a lot more in girls as opposed to a guy. Agree or disagree with that?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't.
And you know why I'll say that? You take football, for example.
Well,
it's the physical aspect of that. Now, don't get me wrong.
Well, it's hard because you could have a great quarterback, but if you don't have
an offensive
line to protect him, that's a completely different story. Like, we always talk about this. Football is sometimes just
but I will say this.
Entity for many
and
reasons.
We had, tremendous freshman football players at Ramapo. But we also had a freshman football player at St. Mary's. The difference was he was like, I'm going to say, a little ahead of the curve, like built-wise. So, like, the physicality he was able to deal with. But I think that's why, like you're saying, there's obviously great football players. Mm-hmm. But the physicality of you're playing men.
But I also think it's, and I think that the Pompton Lakes field hockey is probably a perfect example of this. As much as, you can have a player who is, a standout player, the supporting cast is still, you still have strong players surrounding him or her. And if you don't have those strong players surrounding him or her, that's when I think it's not going to be as impactful.
I just think if you get that one player, maybe like boys basketball, maybe like that where, you're getting a Tim Thomas. Again, and those Patterson Catholic teams were loaded, but you're putting that kid on the court and it's like, wow.
You know what I do think? I do think the positive is that when you have and not just their talent level, but their dedication level. And I think that is, inspires other people in the program and younger players. I think it has more than just like, oh, we have a good player. I just really think it inspires others. It can change the dynamics in your program in so many positive ways. All right, what's
Next one. Give me a team you can't wait to see in the fall.
I'm going to go with Caldwell football. We spoke a lot about them. They had the undefeated season, right? I'm interested to see. They have the new coach coming in, right? So I'm interested to see them continue the dominance they had last year.
Can I go?
You can.
Look. Coach Bear, my eyes are on you guys.
Poor Coach Bear.
Couple things.
Oh, right, the season hadn't even started. Kurt's
No. I'm gonna tell you why. University of Virginia, right? How many times do I bust your chops? Number 1 seed in the tournament gets upset by UMBC, the number 16 seed.
matchup.
What do?
Come back and win it all
Come back and win it all, right? Colorado Avalanche, past 3 years. Second round out. You get through that hump, Stanley Cup final, right? It happens. It happens a lot. And you know what? Listen, I know how great a Coach Bear is. But now these kids are going to be even more hungrier. I'm not going to say more I mean, of course they were focused, but they're going to be chomping at the bit this year. And with Coach Bear, we just love putting pressure on Coach Bear. So, my eyes, I want to see Ramsey this year.
Too funny.
All right, next one. One food you want at every high school sporting event at the concession stand.
Hot pretzel, hands down.
Okay, I'm going to go a little different. Do you know knowing me, do you know what I'm going to pick?
At the concession stand?
At the concession stand.
Is it a concession stand food? Like a typical concession stand
I'll
food?
say this. I'm going to say, well, no, I'm not going to say pretzels, potato chips, or hot dogs.
Well,
I'm going to give you something where there's some high schools concession stands that have these, yes. A lot don't, but some do.
Zeppelis.
No, good choice, but no.
I don't know what.
Meatball sandwiches.
Oh, that's a good one.
A meatball sandwich.
All right, I'll do these next two quick
Okay.
hitters, right? Would you rather coach in the extreme heat or in pouring, freezing rain?
Listen, you know me. I am not a hot person at all. Okay? Number one, I'm the whitest, one of the whitest people you ever know skin wise. So I got to have sunblock 90 on. I don't like the sunblock feeling. I just don't like the sweatiness. But I'll tell you this, I absolutely hate coaching in freezing rain. Whether it was coaching softball and you're hitting balls in there, the bat's cold, or now in football, all your stuff is messed up, your play sheet, the ball's all over the place, everyone's fumbling. Give me, and I don't believe I'm saying this, give me the 96 degree. I'll make sure the Neutrogena is piled on. Like that. Hey, how they say, what is it? Don't leave home without it. That was my motto, coaching. Don't ever leave home without the sunblock. But I'm doing it because I'm not taking the cold, freezing rain. No way.
I'm with you. I'll take the extreme heat. I mean, I could sit down. I could drink cold water. The freezing rain, once you get wet and you're in the cold, you cannot get warm. It takes. It actually could take days.
You just and then you just sit there. Like anytime you move,
And that's the thing, and not just rain, freezing rain, terrible.
You saw what happened the other day at the pool.
Playing, it was different. I don't think I felt it as much, but coaching, horrible.
You saw what happened to me at the pool the other day.
With what?
I jumped out of the pool. I started breaking out. Imagine me over here in the pouring rain. Come on,
all right.
Terrible.
Our last quick hitter. If you were a head coach somewhere, and you could choose your uniform colors, what would they be?
Okay, I got to show you this. So just explain some things. I got to find it.
Should I go then?
Yeah, you could go. Yeah, you can go.
I might bleed red and white or green and white from Montville and West Essex, but if I had to choose, and I might be a UVA, New York Knicks fan with the navy blue and the orange, but if I could pick my own uniform colors, I'm going with the navy blue with the Carolina blue and the white. Actually, like Jody's cane colors.
Okay.
Yeah, or even like I love the navy blue and the light blue together.
Okay, so I am gonna go with. I have to find it because it's. All right. Obviously, my colors are orange and blue. Also, Bronco fan, Nick fan, Auburn fan.
UVA.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, really, I should have went to Lodi High School. I said that they had Bronco uniforms, but when you look at it, but I'm a black. Like I like the black in the uniform, so I would kind of go with the little Boise State, where it's the black, maybe with the orange number and the blue outline. So it has the black with the orange and the blue in there. That's what I would do.
Gotcha. All right. You got some topics for us.
Yeah, we
to
got
close
some
out
topics, and we're gonna start. I don't know if Dr. John's still listening, but he can probably answer a couple of these. I know they've had baseball. They're gonna have baseball, and they've had a couple of softball, quote unquote, all-star games, or however you want to say for the high school. But is this possible when you take high school baseball, high school football? I'm sorry, high school baseball, high school softball. What do they do in the major leagues? The mid-season classic, right? They take the all-star game. They take the best players from all the leagues. Is it possible you could have a mid-season softball and baseball all-star game where, and again, not just seniors. See, that's the difference. Like now they're senior all-star games. This is everybody. So, hey, Sophia Bordy is playing against, the seniors and sophomores from IHA. Is that possible on the baseball and softball level?
Is it possible? Probably. Is it probable? No. Would I want it if I were a coach? No.
Why?
I wouldn't want to. I feel like couple of reasons. Number one, of course, is injury, right? That's the first thing. I wouldn't want when my kids get injured playing in a game like that mid-season. The mid-season thing is what I think is there's no break. Like those professional all-star games are when there's they have an all-star break, right? So I wouldn't want it interfering with my regular game schedule, and I certainly wouldn't want one of my players to get hurt, number one. Number two, I think at the high school level, you open up a big can of worms mid-season, especially if you're going to have kids make those awards. Who feels like they got left out? Who feels they should have gotten this, who have gotten that? And it could just be, a disaster for your team for the rest of the season. So I don't like it being multi-level age-wise, and I definitely don't like that it's mid-season.
Dr. John is saying NJSIAA wouldn't allow it with our current rules. All-star games have to be completed once a senior completes their season. Otherwise, it's out of the season competition. So I meant that all-star games aren't considered out-of-state competition because it's for seniors only. See, I honestly, I'm just, maybe it's not a mid-season thing. Maybe it's an after-season. But I know it's a senior thing and going. But listen, to say, I'm telling you, like I know I keep saying like Haddon Heights and Sophia Bordy, but I mean what I just witnessed, like watching her, it's insane, and I would love to see her, against. And again, it's an all-star game, so she probably ain't gonna pitch 7 innings, but she might pitch 2. But she's gonna go up against the best players, like she's gonna face 6 of the best players in the state.
Plus, I feel like it is an honor once you're a senior, something special once you're a senior. You can honor the seniors. Like now so no.
Maybe an all-state game? Like if you make all-state, you divide that team up, play a game, or I don't know. I like it. Dr. John, seniors are now ineligible because they have exhausted eligibility, so out-of-season competition rules don't apply. Number 2. And we talked about this, and I haven't been fired up in this show, but I'm going to be fired up like K&K style with this. Rainouts. Okay? Number 1, couple questions. Who decides if a game gets canceled? Who should decide if it gets canceled? Is it fair? Here's my opinion on this. Okay? And again, I'm going to talk strictly from the football level. Baseball, softball, I totally understand. You cannot play that in rain. Okay, you can't play on a muddy field in baseball. Football, though?
Well, there's other sports
right.
besides the three you just
But I'm
mentioned.
talking about football. But I'm saying you're playing in mud.
Well, same. There's a lot of sports that you can't play in mud.
What can't you play?
Soccer.
Sure, you can play soccer in the rain.
You said mud. I didn't say the rain. You just said
Right,
mud.
but I'm saying you could be on a grass field in soccer. There's no
hockey?
no dirt.
Ready?
On softball and baseball, there's dirt.
You're to speak specifically about football.
No, I'm not.
Well, you just said you were. You said you were going to talk about football first. That's what you said. So when you talk about other sports, you have to talk about the safety factor, right? Like I wouldn't want to put my players on a extremely muddy field. Again, if it's grass versus turf. So even turf, depending on I've had games canceled on turf because there were puddles on the turf. It was raining so hard. So it becomes a safety factor. How could you roll your eyes at that?
Because
it's a safety. My first job as a coach is to keep my players safe.
I know, I understand that. I'm saying the fact of canceling a game, okay? We talk about high school football. All right? And again, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it because you look and you go, okay, college is next, and then anybody, listen, if they're lucky enough to get to a professional level, or maybe not the NFL, but other leagues, USFL, XFL, all that kind of stuff, right? That's what it's going to be. I'm not going to say a monsoon, Hurricane Sandy, yeah, you're not playing that. But if it's just straight rain, there's no thunderstorms, why are we not playing a football game? That's what football is. Football's about snow. Football's about rain, And the thing about it is it makes it to where it's like, on any level, you're watching Clemson versus, I don't know, New Mexico, right? Put that game in a pouring rain. You know what? I'm not going to say New Mexico is going to win, but it's better than playing them on a neutral field. And the fact of just, like I said, I'm not going to get into it. But, I coached once where a team had turf. And it was a decent rain. And they postponed the game on turf on a Friday night. Okay? We were a running team, a physical team. That team was more of a finesse, open up, we're going to throw it 60 times. You have turf. What are you canceling a game for? Who makes that call is my question. Who makes that call? The home team? I mean, how are they not going to go and say, "Hey, coach, you want to play tonight, or you want to wait till tomorrow? We have a better shot tomorrow. All right, we're going to say the field's bad."
Well, I mean,
that happens.
Yeah, well, it definitely happens. Unfortunately, there's going to be people who are, they're looking for the playing fields, to be leveled by the bad conditions, or don't want it to be, like if it's going to favor one team or make another, So that's going to happen, unfortunately. But should it? No, it should be based on really just the true factors. That we had. When I was in high school, we played a team that let their grass grow, so that would slow us down, because they didn't have a chance to beat us, so they didn't mow their grass,
but
so it was not even playable. Yeah, but so there's always going to be those people that make for the wrong reasons, but try to give themselves an edge. Sadly, but but on the flip side, there have been games where there was one game in particular where I didn't want my kids to take the field, but I felt the field was it was a very terrible field. It was a lacrosse team that got pushed to an off-site field. The field was not maintained. There was no grass. It was lacrosse. I did not feel safe having my kids play at that field.
Dr. John, it's really a system of have not. Some turf fields have great drainage systems and non-absorption field turf. It's also a call from coaches who feel the strength of their team aren't on the same level with rain. Of course, I'm from Seattle. If we canceled games when it rained, we'd never play. In 4 years of high school playing football and rugby, I have never canceled a game. That's what I like, and I'll say this. I don't think that school should make that call. I think somewhere in some kind of athletic committee from the state, or the state is making that call. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say safety first, but I, as a coach, should not be, "Hey, do you want to play tonight?"
The state can't make the call on every game.
Well, I'm saying you make a committee, and you say, maybe you go and you say, "Hey, there's Clifton and Passaic are playing. There's a debate of the game. Send somebody there. you're good to go. Like, that's what I'm saying. 9 out of 10, they're going to play. 8 out of 10, they're going to play. It's the ones that are saying, hey, we don't want now. That's like saying if both coaches are like, I don't want to play, you don't want to play, that's okay. But if it's like, why are we not playing? And you're saying, well, it's rain, somebody should go there and then make that call from the state, from the NJSIAA. That's what I'm saying. It just shouldn't be, well, I'm the home team. Hey, coach, you want to play now? We have a better chance to win tomorrow. Let's cancel the game.
That's wrong. Happen. It's never going to happen
wrong.
That way.
It's wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong. So, but it's never going to happen. We're going to have somebody from the state micromanaging that. There's no way that they can do that.
So then who in your opinion should make that call?
Well, that's what they leave it to. The rule, if I'm not mistaken, is if it's just a regular season game, that home team. Now I'll say this as well. I do think that if you're saying your field is not playable, right, and then that team that you were going to play is like, well, come to our place. Our field is playable.
Yes.
Because of scheduling problems, I think that should be a real option. You
yes.
have problem scheduling. You have problem with officials, I will be honest, in the sports that I coached, I was fortunate enough to have turf in lacrosse specifically for most of the time that I was coaching at Montville. And there were many times we moved the game to our facility for that. And I thank the other coaches because it really is, and I don't know if it's like this in other sports. I can only speak to the sports that I coached, but getting officials was a nightmare. If you have a rainy season, you're trying to get games in, you're affecting your entire, it's hard to make up games once the counties start, and it's difficult. So, again, I was fortunate enough to coach against coaches who wanted to do it, worked with other ADs who were accommodating, then they have to get a bus. The kids have the wrong uniform. It's just, it could be a nightmare.
Dr. John, if it's regular season, it's up to the teams. Playoffs, the NJSIA will get involved. They don't want games to be rescheduled. And that's what it should be going for. Again, you know what? You look at baseball, right? Look, again, softball, it doesn't matter because, so-and-so's pitching every game anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But you get baseball. How many times has it been like, okay, hey, my kid could play on Thursday?
You want like a perfect, that's life. You deal with what Mother Nature throws at you.
Right,
you deal with your pitching rotation. Like, you're already looking for an excuse. If we lose, it's because of the weather.
I'm not making a but you're not making a mistake. Listen to what
it's what you deal
with.
But
think about what I'm saying.
It's adversity. It's life.
Okay,
and these are the life lessons that you learn as a player and that you deal with as a coach.
Okay, but you're still not listening. You and I are playing for a league title in baseball. Okay? You and I, okay? I just had a game on Monday. I had to beat this team. I pitched my ace. We're playing on a Friday. It's raining. It's a little drizzling. The field's a little damp, but definitely playable. No, field's not in good shape. We'll play Monday. Boom, there's my ace. There's no coach that's going to say, let's play it. They're not. They're not going to do it. I've seen it. They're not going to do it.
I'm not arguing that people don't do it.
And that's
I'm not
wrong.
Arguing it. It is wrong. That is 100% wrong. That's what
I like
I said
your
before,
idea.
That if they can't do it, then they should come exactly.
I like that idea.
Or a neutral site. That's another thing that has happened. Even to be fair. All right. Well, the West Essex field is available. We can go there. That's playable.
But that day. That same day.
That day.
Right.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I like it. I like that idea because
it shouldn't just be,
if I want to go and say, we're not going to play, we'll wait the whole Monday, and you say my field's ready to go, let's go. But it's not, because I'm the home field, I get the home game, we're going to cancel the game.
Is that both teams do have to agree to that. So you don't want to they're not easy to give up your home field advantage on certain things. So both teams have to agree, and you have to put your trust that AD and that coach are making the decision for the right reasons.
Well, in my opinion, I just think if a team has turf and it's raining, play the game. I mean, come on.
Dr. John is saying it's really hard for makeups, lack of buses and officials since COVID started. Rescheduling games isn't as easy as it was last year. It's been a nightmare. He says he spends 25% of his time calling 50 bus companies per day hoping he can get a bus. I believe it. Yeah.
No, it's
Yep.
Listen, it's a problem. It's a problem. And you know, my whole point was, I don't think a coach should be making a call if the game is played or not. That's my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because you're complaining on the part about, because you've obviously experienced it and it's, eating at you, is that somebody doing it for reasons, as you mentioned, to maybe get their pitcher back in the rotation, or they don't want to play, whatever it is, whatever their ill intent is.
Right.
I think on the opposite side, as a coach, that if I don't think it's safe and the other team wants to play, I think I have every right to not put my team on that field. I'm sorry. I experienced that. And you know what? I was an away coach. I called my athletic director, who I had a fantastic athletic director. I called him from the field. It was our final. It was a makeup game. It meant nothing. We had already won the conference. The other team we're playing had no wins. For some reason, we had to make up the game. We were done. We'd already been knocked out of this. Our last game, I had players going on to play in college. Even that, not that that matters. I was petrified that one of my kids was going to get their cleats stuck in the mud because it was a grass field and just turn an ACL. I did not feel comfortable. And you know what? I still regret the decision because I felt forced by the other AD to play the game. And you know what? I called my AD. Unfortunately, there was nothing he could do. We were the visiting team. And you know what? To this day, thank God no one got hurt, but to this day I regret that decision, that I didn't stand my ground, do something to refuse to play, because it was awful. Awful.
Right, but
can you imagine if a kid had gotten hurt?
No, exactly. But just like
a devastating
but just
injury?
like I'm saying, then why can't we have the NJSIA, or you have and you go and say, okay, for the NJIC, you three are on, you guys make a call, you're right. It shouldn't be you versus me. I want to play the game. You don't want to play the game. Somebody should be making that call, not just who's home. Like, if you're home, you play it. If I'm home, I don't. I mean, that's just stupid. Whoever's home, that's...
Well, there has to be some
let
type
somebody
of thing
make
in
that
place.
call.
And you're hoping they're doing it for the right reasons, and 95% of the people and 95% of the time it is being done for the right reasons. But unfortunately, there are going to be those instances where it's not.
Good topic on that one.
All right.
Next one. And I'd like to hear Dr. John's response to this. We're in this league now where, again, Jen, question. If that was the last game, was it the other team's senior day?
I'm trying to remember. I'm going to be honest, Dr. John. I don't know if it was. It could have been. I want to say that it was not, however. It was something about having to get the game in, because I really felt that the other team's AD, I just remember also being treated very gruffly, as if my opinion didn't matter, and it was really just about getting this over with, getting this out of the way. Unfortunately, the sport was not valued at that school, and it could have been, so I don't want to misspeak, but I do not remember it being their senior day.
Okay.
But good point if it had been. I'd like to think I would have been a little more understanding if it was their senior day, quite honestly.
If it was, I guarantee you why that's a 0-win team wanted to play you that badly.
I also don't think they would have scheduled their senior day against us at that point. But I don't think that it was. And like I said, knowing myself, I like to think I would have been a little more understanding about the senior day thing. But I could be wrong. I could have been caught up in safety.
Okay. Here's my last one. This might be, people might go and like, oh, that's a crazy statement. I don't think it is, right? Everybody wants, school participation, right? You want like atmospheres. You watch Bergen Catholic. You got the Crusader crazies. You got all these fans. Dr. John saying his fans are crazy in Irvington. We went to Beckton. What an atmosphere with the Heights game. You look at the students, right, and you're like, one thing you never see, like, I don't see jerseys. Like NFL. Hey, Dr. John, I gotta say it. I got 2 Rush jerseys already. I got an orange, I got a blue. I'm waiting on the white. Maybe she'll get it for an anniversary gift.
No gold star today.
No gold star. But I got a jersey, right? You go to college games. Everybody's wearing the Bama jerseys in the stands, right? High school. What's your thoughts on schools, I'll just say, selling jerseys, random numbers, right? Or hey, if the Caldwell quarterback is number 4, sell some number 4 jerseys. You don't have to put names on the back, but sell some number 4 jerseys. Let me give you an example. You look, there might be, when we were in high school, what was it? Oh, okay. Who's wearing a football jersey? You each have a cheerleader as a player. Here's your cheerleader. They either wear your jersey, or if you're not a cheerleader and your girlfriend's, doesn't cheer, maybe she's going to wear it in the stands. Other than that, no other girl in the schools could wear a jersey. So what jerseys are in the stands, right? Maybe other people's parents sometimes wore their other jersey, but how cool would it be if, hey, Becton High School selling Becton football jerseys? Is it possible? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I have a question. Is it really not allowed?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. And and I guess I just don't mean like a generic, it's different. You can't have a football jersey without a number, right? But it doesn't have to be football. You could be baseball. I could wear a Lodi number 34 jersey.
Is it really not allowed?
I'll be honest, I've never seen anybody do it, especially player wise. Like I've never seen, I'm just throwing for example, Bordy from Haddon Heights. I forgot what number she was, 27 maybe. I don't remember. But like that would be pretty damn cool if people in town are wearing the 27 Haddon Heights jersey.
Whoa,
Dr. John is saying,
Dr. John's
it's not a bad idea, but the NJSIA just okayed NIL for high school school athletes. So there's number 4 on the football jersey and demand proceeds because...
Well, that brings a whole different element.
But here's the thing. Is that jersey, though, I guess here's my question. That number 4 jersey, it's just number 4 for that year, right? I mean, you could wear number 4.
Same thing in college.
Right.
Same thing for a college athlete.
I don't know, but I think that would be pretty damn cool, and listen, is everybody going to buy everybody's jersey? No, but I could see some sports where, people are buying, like you have an all-state player, people are buying jerseys, I think it would, your family members going, why wouldn't they wear a football jersey? Why wouldn't they wear a baseball jersey? Wear a softball jersey? I don't know how field hockey and lacrosse would work like that, or even, maybe like basketball, but those sports, people wear that stuff all the time. Why else would 100 students buy number 4 if it wasn't because of the current number 4 on the team? What about somebody who's, I don't really want to play football. My number would be 30. I'm going to buy another. I don't know. But what's your thoughts on that?
I just don't know that it's not allowed. I don't know why it hasn't been done. If you think about every season, your players do an order for clothing, right?
Yeah.
So they open it up really to anybody who wants to buy it, so if anybody else wanted to buy a Montville field hockey sweatshirt, they could have, so I don't know if it's just the practicality of it. It's just never been done. I don't know. I just don't see anything bad about it, It's just I just feel like high school kids are all, I guess maybe the reason it isn't happening is in high school, right? High school is that time where you play sports, you represent your school, and I guess it's always been more about representing your school. So you're wearing a West Essex shirt, or you're wearing hey, I play baseball at West Essex, I'm going to wear my baseball shirt to the football game, so I don't know, it's just more kids are involved in more things in high school, so maybe that's why.
Dr. John's answering, I swear to God, I was just going to ask this. It's allowed, but it's an upfront cost to schools or booster clubs. I can get mesh practice jerseys pretty cheap and sell them, but 150 Nike game jerseys, I'd have to sell them at $200 to make it worthwhile. That's just to cover the cost of my staff, who I'd have to pay to sell them. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not like a Nike jersey. Maybe it is more of a practice jersey. You know what I'm saying? Something. I just think it would be pretty cool when you go into a game and you're you walk into Penn State and you're looking and you're like, wow, look at all the Penn State jerseys. They probably don't even know who that team is. I'm going to buy a jersey. I want to buy my number.
John makes a good point about the monetary, like, and you're saying it doesn't have to be the Nike jersey, but that's what these kids are doing. They're putting together clothing orders and getting T-shirts and pennies and sweatshirts and
Right.
long sleeve tees and all the different things, the pajama pants and stuff. But are they going to want to spend $150 on or anything on, or just even $100 on a jersey that they're that's somebody else, again, because in high school you're playing sports and I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who Dr. John's dealing with, because I just bought a Russell Wilson jersey for $120. So I did pay $150 on the one that got shipped from Denver, the blue. So I did pay that. But no, but I don't know. I just think, don't you think that would just look awesome? I think what's more realistic is to open a digital storefront and let students buy their jerseys direct from the vendor, because it's on the storefront. We give 10%. I like that, and I just think that's it. Hey, if I want to buy a Ramsey number 9 jersey, why not? Listen, it could be because that was my number. I might have played for Ramsey 10 years ago. It could be my son. It could be my nephew. It could be, there's so many different reasons why people could do it. But it's only like there's only a certain amount of like people that could wear jerseys. I mean, think about it. You go to a football game, it's just, whether it's the cheerleaders, other than, you ever see anybody wearing jerseys? Maybe the junior football team who at the game, but even there, you're talking about a moneymaker. Hey, your kid plays junior football. You don't think mother and father are going to buy a jersey? I do. Let's go, Dr. John, get on it. We should open the store. We make them all. But no, listen, it's a great topic. So I'm done. I'm fired up. I'm done. You fired me up with the rainstorm.
Rain out. Yeah.
Oh, and Geno Smith looks good against their air for the Seahawks. Real good. Dr. John, I'm going to say this, and I heard this on Denver radio. Don't feel sorry for anybody. For 6 years, I dealt with Drew Lock in Bridgewater, Paxton Lynch. So I don't feel sorry. I'm sorry. You've known me for how long? Since 16, right? You've known me for 16. How miserable have I been with the quarterback situations?
Very.
Listen, that's over. That's it. If it's their problem, it's their problem.
That's it. So again, we will return in August with some fall sports previews. Thank you for watching tonight. Dr. John, thank you for all your input. We love getting the athletic director perspective. Thank you so much.
We're going to go to an Irvington game, and we're going to see 90% of the crowd in Irvington jerseys.
They'll be the first school that does
They'll
it.
be the first school that does it.
And then, here's my prediction. Kurt will be like, Dr. John, where's my jersey?
Do you think? Well, I got one more quick hitter. By the time we do our August football previews, will we get our football state championship and Girl Flag football Irvington shirts?
Oh my gosh, there's no.
Well, you're on the spot. You have to answer questions on this spot.
I don't answer when you put out there that to give you clothing. I'm not getting
and win
involved.
those 95 shirts. Dr. John, down, pull, kick out. I can't wait to get Mama Hoops on that. Her head's just gonna be spinning.
Oh, it'll be entertaining.
Wait, you're bringing Mama Hoops? Well, when you watch me do with Mama Hoops on the Windows 95 clinic, it's gonna be tough. All right, good show.
Yes, thank you for watching.
See everybody in August, and have a good week. They are on order. Manufacturing is down.